Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. I got some pretty big news for you guys today. Headbangers Closet is on Instagram. Just go in the little search bar and type in Headbangers Closet, and there's, boom, there's me. Picture of me with this shirt, the Crash Course in Brain Surgery t-shirt. Picture of me in front of the Bellagio Hotel water fountain in Las Vegas, the day Metallica played the Vegas Rock in Rio. What was that, like 2016, 15, 16, something like that? I don't remember. But I was there. Great show. I kind of had a shitty standing spot, so I really didn't get any photos. I kind of like take photos at Metallica shows. I'm not that asshole that has their phone up the whole fucking time. But you know what I mean. So follow me back. Hit me, give me a follow. Just type it in. Give me a follow on Instagram. I follow you right back. It's also the same photos on my personal Instagram. So if you want to follow that, I'll follow you right back. But as far as the Headbangers Closet Instagram account goes, I've only got a handful of photos up there right now. I just started it, I think, yesterday. So I've only got a handful of photos. But I'm posting photos of my collection, all different bands, videos, photos of me on tour, seeing all Metallica or all different other shows, me and my pals on tour, lots of stuff, posting links to videos, reposting links of older videos that I did way back during the beginning of the pandemic when I first started this channel. So check it out. I appreciate it. And like I said, I follow back. So really appreciate the support on that platform. So anyway, was kind of thinking, what am I going to do for this week's episode? And I was really binging on Load because of last week's episode with the Vinyl Club release. So I was like, all right, let's do Load. Let's do my Load collection. I had mentioned that Load came out during a really cool time in my life. I was old enough to kind of, and had my freedom and had financial freedom to kind of go to shows and do a lot of things. So I just have really great memories of that particular album and that particular tour. So I want to talk about it. So anyway, first things first, came out on June 4th, 96. Like, what, almost 5 years from the Black Album tour, Black Album release, rather. So Metallica was huge, especially in my area of the country, in the New England area. They were massive. They had toured extensively, 91, 92, 93. Then they did the Summer Shit 94 tour, where they hit like 9 cities, all within like a 3-hour radius of where I lived. And I went to most of them. We'll get to that era on a different episode. But so Metallica was so big, they did a midnight release at Strawberry's record store. I don't think Strawberry's was a national chain. I think it was a New England chain. But here was the pamphlet that was on the window. They did a midnight release. So I actually snagged this like a week prior to it coming out. It just says, available June 4th at all Strawberries. This one has the stamp of the Bristol Place Shopping Center, Newport Avenue in South Attleboro, Massachusetts. That's where I was at when I got this. And much like a Metallica concert or heavy metal concert, fans I'd get there early, like 10 at night, popping out the grills, grilling the hot dogs, popping the coolers of beer. That place closed down at like 8 o'clock at night, the shopping plaza. It was off the side of an interstate. There was really no traffic. Nobody gave a shit that we were drinking beer and hanging out in the parking lot. Midnight, we all lined up a little before midnight. Midnight, they let us in, bought the CD. Here is the actual CD that I bought that night. It doesn't have a top. Here's the little booklet. There's the CD with the ninja star. Picture of the dudes on the back, which everyone was like, oh, they cut their hair, they look like weirdos. I thought that was a badass picture. They look like freaking pimps. I liked it. So, but like we discussed on the Vinyl Club episode, all the ink blots, each song had its own kind of ink blot, which Metallica's kind of notorious for that. Remember the Death Magnetic booklet? Each song had its own kind of death coffin vibe thing in it. So House of Jack built, different ink blot, lyrics, Until It Sleeps, all the photos. This is a badass picture of James with his leather jacket. Hero of the Day. So pretty cool. Had to replace the CD, so here's another one I bought. It's cracked, but at least it's somewhat intact. So, but I also collected the singles. The first single I got actually came out before the album. Then it came out, I think, May 21st, 96. Hero of the Day. I'm an idiot. Until It Sleeps. Another ink blot. So Had Overkill recorded live, Overkill, and I didn't really know Overkill. I wasn't a Motorhead fan back then, and the internet, maybe it was out, I don't really remember. I didn't have it at that time. So I didn't know they had played a show in December for Lemmy's 50th birthday. So I loved Overkill. It sounded badass, so we'll get to that in a second. So the next single that came out was September 9th, 1996, which was The Hero of the Day. And I got this version. There's a version just like this with an ink blot. But I got this version, and it says, also featuring the whole motor headache mess. And there's the Metallica logo with the star. You can't really see it. There's the Hero of the Day blot right there. It's kind of coming apart. I played this a lot. But anyway, you get the Hero of the Day single. And then with Overkill, Damage Case, Stone Dead Forever, and Too Late, Too Late from the Lemmy's 50th birthday party. Again, at the time, I really didn't know what the heck that was, but I thought it was badass. All those songs sounded good. In fact, I'm pretty sure either one of those songs Jason sings a good bit, so whatever. I hadn't listened to it in a while, the live version, so here's a poster you get in that single with the guys, with Lemmy, all dressed up. There's some photos of them playing the show, all dressed up as Lemmy, which I thought was really, really cool. There's a lot of different versions of these singles. I just got all of the USA versions. I haven't bought anything else over the years, but I haven't yet to find this one in the wild, which is kind of neat, so I'm glad I have it. So the next one that came out was November 25th, 1996. It's the Mama Said record, or single, rather. This was just kind of a weird single with a lot of the newer singles that are kind of like that with no back. The one single was like that for Often Justice for All, and a lot of the stuff on Load, Reload, and whatnot, everything after kind of came. There's the new Metallica logo. So this one, they played a show. I'm going to read the back of this. It was August 4th, 1996 at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater, Irvine, California. So you get Mama Said, then you get King Nothing Live, Whiplash Live, and Mama Said Edit. King Nothing Live and Whiplash Live are from that Irvine, California show. Well, then on January 7th, 1997, they released King Nothing. And this one, you get King Nothing and Ain't My Bitch Live from that show in Irvine, California. Again, there you go with the new Metallica logo. That's the same logo that's on the Hero of the Day single. You just can't really see it because it's like kind of like etched in there. So, there are the singles. When I went to the Strawberries record store about a week later, this was still on the windows. Metallica Load, 78 minutes, 59-second running time, and I convinced them, I was like, hey, you already did your big midnight sale, can I have that? Like, sure, there was new records coming out later that week. Gonna replace the things on the windows anyway, so they gave me this. So it's pretty cool that I got that. So let's talk about the vinyls. So here's the vinyl Load. This is a blackened release reissue. I'm only going to show you one of the records. Well, this is a gatefold, by the way. So you get some of the ink blots and some of the lyrics and some of the photos. There you go. And then on the inlays, you get the rest of them. I'm just going to show you just one of them. So, kind of cool. Some lyrics. Not all the lyrics. This is one of the first times they didn't put all the lyrics. They just put a handful of them. I don't know why, but they were in that kind of weird era of themselves. Pretty cool. Metallica logo. Nothing fancy. Just black album. Black vinyl, rather. So, I prefer the gatefolds to any of the other kind of vinyls just because I just think they're cooler. So, that's the reissue from Blackened Recording. This is the OG pressing from 96 on Elektra Records. It's not sealed. It's just the seal from the record store here in Georgia that I bought it at. Pretty damn pricey. But it's an OG, so I'm just going to leave it alone. OG pressing. That's in the collection. So, that's Load. That's the albums. That's the singles. Now let's talk a little bit about the tour. I went to a bunch of shows on this tour. just going to talk about just a couple of shows because it kind of pertains to the other stuff I got. So I'm from North Attleboro, Massachusetts, which is right on the border of Rhode Island, and I went to college at URI. So on March 1st, 1997, they played in Worcester, Mass. Me and my brother went, had seats in the nosebleeds, no internet, so I didn't know that shit at the end was going to happen. I thought it was real. Sorry, crucify me. I thought it was real. Kind of freaked out when I saw James. He's like, get his eyes. Like, I was like, oh shit, get him to safety. Afterwards, I kind of felt like an idiot and a loser, but whatever. I love James. I didn't want him to get hurt. So then, a couple days later, now that March 1st was on a Saturday night. I remember that. So a few days later, I was back at URI. They played back-to-back nights in Boston at the Fleet Center, where the Celtics and the Boston Bruins played. So back-to-back nights, I went up there March 4th and March 5th, 97. Saw the shows there. I think it was March 4th. I was on the floor, and the 5th, I was in the nosebleeds again. Maybe I might have that flipped. I'm old, and it was a long time ago. So then, they took a little bit of a break from my area. Come back after the new year in 1997. On April 4th, 97, they played Hartford, Connecticut, which was on a Friday. Then on Saturday, April 5th, they played Providence, Rhode Island. And then the next day, Sunday, April 6th, they played Albany, New York. I was at those shows. And I'll show you guys these. This is the Backstage Pass after show for the April 4th Hartford, Connecticut, and April 5th Providence, Rhode Island shows. You handed out. You got in early, because I was a member of the Metallica fan club. So you got in early, and you handed out the pamphlets. Which here's the pamphlet that you handed out. A little form you fill out. This is signed by Jason. A little form you fill out. You send it in. You become a member of the fan club, and you hand out those forms. You got to pass after the show. So that was autographed in Hartford, Connecticut. Here's a picture of me and Jason Newsted in Hartford, Connecticut. That big dude over there in the white is my buddy Vin Sarasso. He was a football player at URI. He came to the show with me. So the next night, the 5th of April, right here, they came and played Providence, Rhode Island, which literally was like 5 minutes from my house. It was at the Providence Civic Center at the time, which was basically home of the minor league hockey team of the Boston Bruins, and then they just had a bunch of other shit that came to that arena. So this was on the King Nothing little film thing. So there's a picture of James coming out the tunnel with the camcorder. And there's a picture of Kirk coming out the tunnel with the Boris Karloff, the Mummy guitar. So pretty cool. If you've seen Cunning Stunts, then you kind of know how they kind of come out. They kind of do the runaround thing. I brought my disposable camera to all those shows, and most of the time it didn't show up for shit, especially if I was in the nosebleeds. But those are some of the two better ones I've got. So here's the Cunning Stunts DVD, filmed in Fort Worth, Texas, on May 9th and 10th of 97. So just a little after these shows, which is kind of cool. So this is the DVD version. You get a couple of DVDs. You get one DVD. Yeah, I guess you get one DVD. No, you get two DVDs. I'm not going to go over everything in the damn thing. You guys probably all have this if you're a Metallica fan. Great show, great set list. Probably one of the, I don't want to say better performers, one of my favorite Metallica DVDs, live DVDs they've done. Like I said, this era holds a special place in my heart. Wasn't the first era I've heard of Metallica. That was the Justice era. That's my Metallica. But this is still a special era for me. Like I said, there was so much things going on in my life. I was able to enjoy it a lot more. Coincidentally, after this came out, I was at URI that year. Then the next year, we kind of got Ethernet at URI, so I was able to get download MP3s of live shit that people recorded in Iowa and stuff like that. So it was really cool. But that's Cunning Stunts. So a little bit more about the tour. Like I said, this is autographed by Jason from Hartford, Connecticut. A fan club pass. So the show in Providence, I got a good buddy, Mike Gonzalez, who was Dr. Metal on 94 HGY in Providence, Rhode Island. They were giving out bumper stickers. I was not going to get there in time to get bumper stickers, so he saved me a couple. Actually saved me about 15 or 20, and I met up with him a few weeks later, and he hooked me up. So these are the 94 SJY stickers they gave out. Mike was a really good friend of mine. We bonded over a love of metal and baseball card collections. He was tragically killed in the station fire in Warwick, Rhode Island, when Great White was playing, and the pyrotechnics lit the freaking place on fire. He was the MC of the show, and he passed away during that fire. He was a good buddy of mine. So rest in peace, buddy. This is for the tour with Corrosion Conformity. Corrosion Conformity was huge back then. They were on the tour of the Deliverance album, in support of that Deliverance album, which was a badass album. I got it right back there. You guys should definitely check it out. This came from the Providence Phoenix. It's kind of beat to hell, but I kept it all these years, and I'm going to try to frame it one day when I get a chance. But that was a promo for the show in Providence, Rhode Island, so that was kind of cool. So, anyway, I went to all those shows. A couple other shows I went to. April 6th, like I said, Albany, New York. But then I went down to visit my dad, and I watched him play on April 22nd, 97 and April 23rd, 1997, which are kind of cool shows because they played the Omni, where the Atlanta Hawks basketball team played. When the shows were done, they tore the Omni down to build Phillips Arena, which is there now, which Metallica subsequently played on the Death Magnetic tour. But I believe they were the last event ever in the Omni. They played 2 nights in the Omni, then they tore that shit down. So long before Metallica was kind of making a name for themselves playing shit and then having it get torn down like in Quebec, they did it in Atlanta in 1997. So the last couple things I want to show you guys about my load collection. I'm going to kind of drink. Some of the t-shirts I picked up at the venue. One of the bonuses about getting in there early to hand out the flyers, you can buy your t-shirts. Then while you're handing them out, you store them at the Met Club booth, and then you grab them when you go to your seat. So check out these shirts. So I got 3, actually I got 4. I can't find one of them, which is pissing me off because it's my favorite one of the 4. So this is the green one, the Poor Touring Me green shirt. It's got the dates on the back. Pretty cool. Then another really cool one I don't ever wear, but James wore it a lot on that tour. It's the long sleeve 25th anniversary, or 25 years from San Fran. Got the Metallica San Francisco, 25 years. It's pretty cool. One of the few long sleeve Metallica shirts I've got. Then I got a bootleg I picked up outside. I believe this was outside, and I think this was Philly. I went to a Philadelphia show. I left school for a day and a half. Went to see a show in Philly. This was a bootleg t-shirt of Hero of the Day that I got outside the venue. I don't wear it because when you buy bootlegs outside the venue, you get what you pay for. They're $10. You wear it once and the armpit basically like rots out. So anyway, that's my load collection. Pretty much, other than one missing t-shirt, I think that's all I have for load. Like I said, I really, really love that era of Metallica. We're going on a little over 18 and a half minutes. I hope you tuned in this whole freaking episode because I just can't say enough about this record. Load is an awesome record. It's really underrated. I kind of think if this was a different cover in a band, maybe like Alice in Chains or hell, any great rock band of that day and age, if they put this record out, it'd be critically acclaimed. But Metallica puts it out and they're like, sellouts. That's not my Metallica. People burning the shit. You know, oh, they cut their hair. If I'm not mistaken, Jason had a shaved head for a long ass time in the 90s, and James had a mullet. That way he would shave the side, had a mullet. Kirk had dreads in 94. Who cares? Freaking hair color. I mean, hair length. It doesn't matter. But like I said, this is a criminally underrated record. Of course, when you put it up against Kill 'Em All Through Justice, Kill 'Em All Through the Black Album, it's not going to hold up to those, but it's still damn good in its own right. I spin this thing minimum once a month, like front to back. Always listen to the songs when they come on shuffle. I never skip. It's a great record. I firmly believe if it came out under another band name, it would be hailed as one of the best records of the year. But that's what happens when you're Metallica. People give you shit for no friggin' reason because you're awesome. So, anyway, that's my load episode. I hope you love it. And like I said, hit the like and subscribe button, please, if you don't mind. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the album Load. Let me know if you went to any of the shows on the Load tour, Poor Touring Me. And, follow me on Instagram. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next week. See ya.